If you've struggled with stress, balance, or burnout, and simply feel discouraged or even defeated, and if you're ready to move from force to flow and enjoy ultimate Zen success in your career, health, or relationships, then the Zen Success Show is for you. Your host, Carissa Sims, is an entrepreneur, corporate consultant, best-selling author, meditation teacher, and healer who has found her own Zen success. Here's your host, Carissa Sims. Welcome to this week's episode of Zen Success. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Marie Diamond. Hi, Marie.
Lovely to talk to you, Carissa, for today and connect with all your listeners and viewers.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's Carissa.
Carissa, I'm sorry.
Yes. And I want to share a little bit about Marie. She is one of the world's top transformational leaders, star of the major network TV show, Feng Shui Your Life, best-selling author, expert teacher on the law of attraction and Feng Shui. She is an energy master and was featured in the worldwide phenomenon, The Secret. And that's how I learned about you. She has published best-selling online courses with MindValley Learning Strategies and the Shift Network. Marie has taught more than 1 million students over the past 30 years and is a sought-after speaker in more than 30 countries. She is a personal, business, and spiritual mentor and consultant to a who's who of celebrities in film, music, C-suites, global leadership, sports, and royal palaces. Counted among her clients are Steven Spielberg, Jodie Foster, Dan Aykroyd, Big Sean, Paula Abdul, Jason Bateman, and luminaries such as Jack Canfield, Bob Proctor, rest in peace, beautiful soul, Dr. John Gray, Marianne Williamson, Rhonda Byrne, and Vishen, Lakhiani. Her sole purpose is to enlighten more than 500 million people during her lifetime. You're on your way. Welcome, Marie.
Thank you so much, Carissa. It's lovely to be here. And yes, I'm on my way. And with The Secret alone, we have reached more than 500 million people.
Oh, yes, I can imagine. And just so you know, I was so excited to interview you. I've manifested this. I'm a fan of yours, and interviewing you is something that I wanted to do since I started my show. And when your publicist reached out to me, I jumped up and down.
Well, I'm so happy we could make that happen.
Yeah. So I first was introduced to you after watching The Secret on DVD when people used to watch on DVDs.
Yeah.
And I attended Agape, and I always loved your peaceful energy. And even now when I listen to your meditations, and I have your app, the Marie Diamond app, which I highly recommend everyone getting. So it's wonderful, and you can figure out your energy number. Do you want to share more about the app and why it's so important?
Yeah, for sure. So, as a Feng Shui master, we connect in with the energy flow of the environment. But on very advanced Feng Shui, we work with a personal birthday. And so to know the calculation of what we call the energy number, to understand what are the compass directions that are for you personally the strongest. And there's one for success, one for health, one for relationships, and one for wisdom or spiritual growth. And so I kind of created this app because when I was explaining it to people, it's so hard to understand the calculation. It's so difficult to work with a normal compass. And so we started really getting this app together, and I wanted to make sure it was available for free, because people, when they work with the new book that came out, Feng Shui Your Life.
Congratulations, by the way.
They do the courses with me, or they will go and see me on television. They don't know how to start. And so that's why you actually can download it for free. There's an upgrade if you want to know more information, but all the basic information is available for free. And so what people then have, they will put in their birthday and their birth gender, because it creates an energetic profile from your birth, how your flow of energy is. And then you
Mm.
will get a number between 1 to 9. And I don't know what your number is.
Oh, do you want me to share?
Yeah.
It's 6.
As 6, the creator. Beautiful.
Creator.
So I'm
Mhm.
a connector. And then you
Okay.
will actually get
And what's your number? So you're a 5?
I'm a 5, yes.
Okay.
Then you will click on the diamond compass and you will see the compass and you will see
Hmm.
there will be 4 directions that are strong for you and there will be 4 that are weaker for you. So what does that mean? There's in Feng Shui yang and yin energy. Yang is all active, creative vibration. Yin is all introvert, calm, peaceful, but it's not really helping you to manifest the yin area. So the 4 best directions to manifest is actually the strongest. So right now, I'm actually, there's one thing you can do. You can face a good direction. So when you're like waking up,
Oh.
you can look with your third eye towards the right direction.
Oh.
And when you see, you start having more alpha brainwaves. So you're more creative, more solution driven, more optimistic, more
Mm.
energized. And you also can, so I'm facing right now my wisdom direction because I'm
Okay.
teaching. So that's like a
Oh,
really good one. Yeah.
wonderful. Okay.
But also you can activate. And so when you look at these directions, there is a direction to activate success and money. So right now, my success direction is actually behind me, and there are my books. The Secret is there, of
Hmm.
course, and there are some awards. And what you don't see below, there's like cabinets where I have all my major bank statements, contracts, so all my major papers,
Okay.
my success direction, the things I make money with, right?
Hmm.
Um, and then you also have like a relationship direction. And that relationship direction is literally where I am. You can't see it, but I have a globe there because I'm, international, global. I have pictures of my team, picture of some of my high
Mm.
clients. So I have something created there. So Feng Shui is an energy system, and you can compare a little bit with like acupuncture. So
Mm.
and so, in a way, by using this technique, you're like putting acupuncture energy around your home. Yeah.
Oh,
And so
wonderful.
that's kind of how it works. And that's why when people work with the book Feng Shui Your Life, they will be asked to work with the app because the app helps you to go through things, but there's also meditations on it. There's daily messages, there are videos to help you. So, and that's, you go to any app store, you put in Marie Diamond and you'll get my app.
Oh, yeah, it's so worth it. And also, I just wanted to say when you were talking about the directions, do you think it would be helpful because I know it's the new year, it's 2024.
Yes.
Happy New Year to you and everybody listening. So, what if you face the direction and you have a certain affirmation? Would that be more powerful because you're facing that direction?
Yes. So one of the things I always say to people when you do affirmations, when you
Hmm.
do any spiritual practices, for example, to manifest money, yeah, then when you say that, when you do this exercise facing your success direction, you're actually aligning stronger with that affirmation getting into the universe. So because if you do an affirmation for health, for example, or you do your health practices, facing your health direction, like
Hmm.
on yoga or qigong or tai chi, like I do a lot of qigong, so I always face northwest. What's my health direction? So it integrates faster in the body.
I see. And it seems like a lot of these practices that you do, like Qigong, acupuncture, Feng Shui, those are all Chinese practices. So, do you have a special interest in Chinese history, or how did you first connect with this magic?
Well, I have to be honest, I am a guest in the Chinese culture. As you can
Yeah.
see, I am not Chinese or Asian.
Yeah.
But it was really, it started for me when I was 15 years old.
Oh,
And I actually I was run over by a truck and had a near-death experience. And as I was in the other side, I was giving the
mm,
message that I had to go back and reach more than 500 million people to enlighten them. Now,
I
if you
see.
understand, at 15, I had no idea what that meant, right? I just thought that it's making a difference. Yeah.
Mm,
And so I already had a spiritual mentor. I was
yeah.
already meditating since about 7 years old. So I was already like on the path to
Oh,
spirituality And I asked my spiritual mentor about what did I do wrong to attract that accident? Because I had like three accidents in a
Oh.
row, and the last one was I almost was killed. And so he said, well, you have bad feng shui. Now,
Oh,
no idea what that meant, right?
oh,
So I, of course,
interesting.
researched it in the libraries. This is before internet, right? And
Oh
so
my
I
gosh.
couldn't find anything. But this man was so nice to give me some basic tips, like
Oh,
how
okay.
to position myself, my best directions, the colors that would work very well for me. Um,
Mm.
and so I actually, he said also the bedroom I was sleeping in was really not good luck for me. It was
Oh,
like the north section of the house. There was not a lot of sunlight coming in. So I moved to the west. What the west is one of my good directions.
oh,
Yeah.
I see. Mhm.
So as I'm in the west, I will have more relationship luck. And
Okay.
so I started from being like very lonely, being bullied at school quite severely, to like suddenly having friends and a boyfriend, like all these things started
Wow.
coming up. And the only thing I really did different is I changed my location. Yeah. And I
Okay.
changed the colors and I start hanging different things up because I say to people, like, everything around you is subconsciously affecting you. Not
Mhm.
anything that you see, anything that you smell, even, it is affecting you. And that's why I call your home a three-dimensional vision board.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Well, gosh, thank you for sharing that. But in a way, those accidents led you to your destiny because you got that powerful message. So it was almost like you were meant to have bad feng shui. I'm sorry to
Well,
say that.
I have to be honest, I can tell you what bad feng shui does to you.
Yeah, so you don't want
Right?
to have it too long. Yeah.
Yeah, don't have it too
Okay.
long. But
Okay.
also, that was like the beginning of my journey. But it
Yeah.
took me till I was like, after having a career as a lawyer, that I started a spiritual center teaching people about meditation and enlightenment when I was 30. That I really felt that a lot of the people that do all these amazing, beautiful practices, they're sometimes hitting a ceiling. Like they come to my seminars, they do a session
Yes.
with me, and they go home and they go back in that old vibration. And that
Mm.
is not aligned with their new spiritual energy that they have. Yeah. And
Mm.
so that's how I went to study in Malaysia with a grandmaster,
Oh.
classically trained feng shui master. So I started studying that, and he told me like you will reach millions of people with this because he could see that I was his first European student, like a woman,
Uh-huh.
young woman, right? So not Asian at all. But I have to be honest, as I started studying that, it just made so much sense to me,
Mm-hmm.
and it was so easy. It's like I'm sure I had some past lives studying.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. That's so beautiful. How magical to go to Malaysia and study with a grand master and practice. What type of attorney were you?
I'm actually an international criminal lawyer.
Oh, wow. That is so amazing. That maybe came from your heart of wanting to help people.
Yeah, for me, it was like, I remember at 18, I thought like, I want to reach millions of people. How can I do that? So I thought like, if I connect in with international organizations like the UNESCO or the UN or European Union. And so I started being a lawyer because I love order. I love law. But,
Oh,
I had to transcend that to work with different kind of order, right, and different
yes.
kind of laws like the law of attraction, right? So but at the
Oh,
time it made like
perfect
sense.
analogy.
Yeah, it made like sense for me. And so I started working for the Belgian government and later on the European government. But after a while I found it was not enough direct contact with people because I was changing law systems and I was changing how these laws were brought to the people. And I mean, it was very valuable work, don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it was not enough connection because I'm a connector. So I love
Mm.
connecting with people. So I was connecting with, my team and so forth,
Mhm.
lawmakers and politicians. But I felt like it was not enough heart to heart connection.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing that you had that realization. And where did you grow up?
I actually grew up in Belgium in a beautiful city called Bruges, and
Oh,
that actually
okay.
means bridges. Yeah, it's a medieval town. And, it's actually a perfect place for me because in Belgium, especially if you do an international law degree, you need to speak 4 fluent languages. So that was, has been helpful for me. But also after studying international law, I studied a lot of business law. So I also, I'm an entrepreneur. I create my own businesses.
Okay.
And so that's been very helpful. And also, especially because I work with a lot of celebrity clients and top managers and people in higher positions of government and society, the fact that I am an international lawyer is perfect for that, because
Yeah.
then they don't see me as woo-woo, right? So they accept it because I explain things very analytically. And,
Oh, I
and
see.
still I use all my intuition that, of course, I have developed over the years.
Yes.
But they accept it because I'm very good in explaining the how and the why of energy.
Oh, interesting. And I feel like you're also a powerful healer. There's something, a frequency in your voice. Do you heal as well? I mean, when you're working with your clients, are you doing
Yeah.
healing? Oh,
Yeah, so a lot of people know that. And so that's why I do a lot of meditations, and people have a lot of healing experiences with when
yes.
they listen to my voice. But also, one of the things that happened after my near-death experience was that actually my skin was from the accident ripped off. So I had no skin anymore, and they wanted to do plastic surgery. And I told my mom to refuse that. And I said, I'm going to heal myself. Now, you have to understand that 15 in a Catholic family, you cannot heal yourself. I mean, God heals you, Jesus heals you, right? So, but
Yes.
I just felt so much energy in my hands that I started putting my hands on my face, and my skin started growing so fast that within a month, I was able to go back to school. And it's still one of the reasons that I am 60, but I look younger, because I always say to people, I have a face that is 15 years younger than most people, right?
Ah,
But yes,
yes.
I have since that moment, huge power in my hands. I became a Reiki,
Mm,
of course, too.
okay.
And so, yeah, a lot of people work with me, but then we work on Feng Shui, but also I'm a dowsing master, so I can work on the dowsing, the body dowsing, the healing, checking
Oh,
out.
okay.
I see very clearly, as I'm a seer from childhood on. I can see where the blockages are, and then we do healing. So that's what I do more in a personal level.
Oh, okay.
So
And
you
the
were right on there.
oh, I was like, oh wow. That's like I was really amazed you had that experience. And then explain the dowsing. How does that
Yep.
work? Is that like muscle testing?
Well, dowsing is actually, a lot of people know that from perhaps their grandparents when they were looking
Okay.
for wells to find water underground to then bring up
I
the
see.
water. So, but dowsing is a very ancient energy system that both
Mm.
was used in China by the Feng Shui masters, but also in Egypt, the Druid system, shamans would use it, and they would actually use in the beginning 2 willow sticks to find the water. Now it's a little bit more advanced, and now we work with copper rods.
Okay.
What I do in the diamond dowsing system is, because I can do the feng shui, but it's possible that where I place your bed is not such a strong magnetic field, because it's affected by underground water, fault lines,
Mm.
can be that there's a lot of electricity. And so then it's like an acupuncture system. We have like very big needles that we put in to the house, and then we reverse a polarity. And so we reverse the frequency. And so when I come in to do feng shui, I always do both. I do feng shui and making sure everything is aligned with your birthday, when you are moved into the house. So there's many topics on it. And then I always do the dowsing. So to make sure that people sleep well, people feel more energized. So it is actually, the ancient feng shui masters did always both. Now, they
Oh.
would look more at a time for ley lines, for example, right? So even in Europe, the Druids would look for ley lines. And then when there was a crossing of ley lines, 2 ley lines or 4 ley lines, were like energy meridians on the earth,
Mm.
like even on the body, we have meridians. they would then build their stone circle like Stonehenge, or they would put in a cathedral like the Cathedral of
Oh,
Chartres, or
I
they would put in
see.
their temples or their palaces, like Buckingham Palace is on a cross line of 6 ley lines. So it's like the ones that had power, they were aware of that
I
when they
see.
are having their places where they would sleep or work on such a ley lines, they would have faster access to, first of all, to become more an awakened delta state.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that means that you are like so in tune with the universe, but also that people are more loving what you do. They're like you have more power, right? And if you use it
Oh.
in a good way, then of course your community, your country will benefit from it.
Yeah. If you use it in a good way. Yeah. I like that you said that. Wow. That's powerful. And you can feel the energies of these sacred places where you
You
said the,
do, because even if people are, think about, there are some cathedrals in Europe, but perhaps people are not so much Christian anymore, but they still visit them because the
yes.
tourists are feeling the energy of these places. And so, because they're built specifically, the tower is always built, the height of the tower is built on the energy level of the ley line crossing. So the Masons at that time, in the 12th, 13th, 14th century, they were aware, they were dowsers. They could really check out what is the level of the energy, and they would build as high as the aura field of the vortex, because when you have a crossing of ley lines, you have a vortex. So they knew exactly what they were doing.
Wow, that's fascinating. As you were talking, I was just getting a little activation in my crown chakra. That was interesting.
Yeah.
So,
So perhaps it's something for you to look into that
oh,
information.
I see. It's a little hint. Okay.
It's a hint, yeah.
I will do that. And what about The Secret? How did you get to be one of the stars of The Secret? Because obviously when it started, it wasn't, you weren't famous yet,
No,
correct?
no, not at all. So yeah, it's really an interesting story because I was quite known after a while in Belgium and the Netherlands for my work, but I could not reach at that time 500 million people by staying there, because literally Belgium is only 10 million people. It's as big as Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, even
So
if you get to every single person.
yeah, so that's not possible. And so I felt like I needed to immigrate, and I got through dreams and information. I need to immigrate west, because west, again, is very strong for me as a direction. So I chose to come and live in the West Coast. And as I was immigrating here to LA with my family, one of the things that started happening, I created my vision board. Yeah.
Okay.
And I put my vision board in what we call your success direction. So again, you can find the success
Mm,
direction on the app. And so in the success direction, I put my vision board, and I had like this little yellow post-it note, like literally like this big. And I put on it, I'm in a movie seen by millions of people that will transform the world. That were the words I put on.
oh,
And I put it on there. And I also, in Feng Shui, we want to work with symbols, something that
okay.
symbolizes what your goal is.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
so a movie, for example, the symbol of success is an Oscar, right?
Okay.
So I got myself a fake Oscar, put on my name, Marie Diamond, and I put in 2006 because I was 2002. So I thought I need a few, 2005, I need a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And so within a month, I had my first Oscar winning client that asked for advice. That was very interesting. They called me up.
Oh, and so because you put the Oscar in there, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get the Oscar, but you
Right.
worked with someone who has an
Yes,
Oscar.
correct. Yeah. And now I have more than 20 Oscar winning clients. So it was very interesting. But also within a month, I attracted as client, it was like the beginning of a sequence of coincidences that started
Yeah.
happening. And I started working with Marty Chaimov, who's also in The Secret. And
I just released an episode with her.
Oh,
Yeah,
amazing.
last
Yeah.
week, and I'm going to
Okay.
release yours this week because
Beautiful.
to help so
And
many people.
so Marcy was one of my first clients
Really?
in, yeah.
Oh my God,
And
what a
so she was
synchronicity.
like, this is so amazing. So she introduced me to Marianne Williamson. She introduced me to
Oh, yes.
um, John Gray, to
Oh,
Jack Canfield. And they were all feeling they were kind of stuck in their way
ah.
of thinking. Because, like I said, feng shui is 1/3 of your manifestation luck. One
Oh,
third,
wow.
yeah, it's a lot. So
That
one
is a
is
lot. I've
like,
heard some people say it's 20%.
no,
So
no, it's
no, more.
33.3%.
33. Oh, I
Yeah, it's
love
exactly
threes.
that. Because one
33.3.
third is your, what we call your destiny, your purpose.
Okay.
Then 1/3 is what we call your own human experience. That
Mhm.
is your mindset, your behavior, the actions that you take.
I
But
see.
the last part, the missing link, is that environment. You know how that your energy is and your subconscious reaction to the environment. So all these people were feeling they were stuck. They didn't get like to the next level. So I brought in feng shui, and suddenly they got breakthroughs. And so that is how Jack Canfield invited me to be part of the Transformation Leadership Council that I'm still part of, and Marcy is still too. And um, that's where actually the film The Secret was filmed for about 70%. And but of course, I got there were 70 people interviewed, but there were only 24 accepted. But of course, I was accepted, and it was on my vision board, you know.
Yes.
So, and
Yes.
that was the beginning. And I have to be honest, I was probably the most unknown of everyone, but I
Right.
was
I
also
remember that.
but I was only the only European teacher in The Secret.
Ah, so that's great
So
too.
yeah, and I was talking about something that the others were not talking about. I was talking
Right.
about the environment,
Yeah.
and Rhonda Byrne really loved it. And but then after a few months, when the film came out, the film was not a great success in the beginning. Yeah, the DVD was not, and so she called me and said, I'm stuck. Like nothing is moving forward." She said, "Literally, The Secret is not working for me." Yeah. And so I said, let me come in, let me do my magic, do the
Sorry
feng
to share
shui.
your secret, Rhonda.
And so that is why people give me the name The Secret Behind the Secret,
Oh.
because the publisher was my client, the PR people were my clients,
Oh.
50% of the teachers were my clients. So there was like I did a lot of work behind the scene to make
Yes.
the success happen.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that story. And who knew? Sometimes when we see a success, we think, oh, it was just easy. There wasn't a struggle, there wasn't a process. And that's just beautiful.
Yeah, we
Amazing.
always think it's marketing, right? But it is
Right.
not. I mean, the first year she did not even have a marketing campaign. So it was literally, I remember at a certain point, I said to her, "What do you want?" And she said, "I want people to get the DVD, like you said, it was a DVD, and then I want them to buy it for all their friends and clients. Like I want them to share it." And said, "But you have to start yourself." So she had about a certain amount of DVDs. And so I took her on the streets of Los Angeles and we started giving The Secret away. And she said, "Marie, that's all my money that is going." I said, "If you want other people to repeat that, you need to do the start of that." So many
Mm.
times people have said, "I got a book and I bought immediately 5 books more to give away to my friends," because we started the journey of giving first The Secret away, and then The Secret brought all the great things back to us.
Oh, I see. Amazing. So, do you believe that anyone can be successful?
I do. I do believe everybody can be successful. But of course, like I said, there are three aspects to it,
Yes.
right?
I love that.
So, first
Right.
of all, you need to align with your purpose. You need to align
Mhm.
with your soul, spirit, God, whatever you call that, and have a spiritual practice. And it doesn't matter which spiritual practice can be connected with your church, you can be connected with your religion or a spiritual practice, but do have a practice connecting in with source, with that beautiful energy. The second part is you need to really have a positive mindset. and you need to have a positive heart, and you need to take action also, right? Just don't wait for God to show up. And
Yeah.
then do the third part. And that's what we're talking about, is literally as you're aligning your home with your mindset, with the actions you want to take, with your soul purpose, that is
Mhm.
when it's grounding and manifesting easier. So that's
Mm.
actually, I would say, a secret that the Chinese understood for more than 3,000 years. And that information was always kept to certain families, to certain people in power. And once
Yes.
I understood that, I knew that I was going to bring this work worldwide. So not just to people that know a little bit about Feng Shui because it's their background, but that I wanted everybody to know in the mainstream media and the mainstream people to start having basic Feng Shui. And that's what the book Feng Shui Your Life is really about. It's a beginner's guide, but really with amazing results that people have when they practice it.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I just want to share with everybody here, I manifested this interview with Marie, amazing. But I did have to call her on her cell phone. So
Yeah.
I had to take action that was maybe a little bit above and beyond, but it took a little courage and also my self-worth being like, oh, I'm worthy to call her on her cell phone about this
Well,
interview.
you got my cell phone for a reason, right? So somehow technically the team didn't put it in my agenda.
Mhm.
And I was like, the phone came in and I was like, okay, I'm picking this up, somebody needs me. And it was you. And I was like, oh yeah, I have time. Let's start. And 5 minutes later, we're talking, right?
Yeah.
So it is taking also that mindset, like, yes, I'm worthy to
Mhm.
have this interview. I'm okay. And like reaching out is something so important.
Yeah. So thank you for saying that. So about your book, Feng Shui Your Life, it's a beginner's guide. And
Yep.
is it available? Can people buy it right now?
Yeah, they can go to all the good bookstores like Barnes
Okay.
and Nobles and others. And also on Amazon, of course, they can buy the book. It's also on Audible
Mhm.
available.
And then is there a workshop that goes with this book?
So yeah, they can actually go to marydiamond.com and there
Mhm.
is an online course available, Feng Shui Your Life, that helps them to go through the steps. And yes, there's many more online courses available. There's also we always start with the Chinese New Year, a new Feng Shui Your Life members club where people, every month get a lot of information and also a live call with me to ask their questions. So yeah, I'm always super excited to share how people can change with small things. It's not like you have to paint everything. It's really, like I said, it's acupuncture. Everybody has a book on success. Everybody has pictures of their family. Like, where do you place them exactly for your greatest energy?
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. So where can we start implementing feng shui? Where do you usually recommend?
Well, I always start first with first looking with eyes of awareness, like
Mm.
open your door, walk into your house, and make some notes. Like, there's perhaps some clutter somewhere, there is something broken. There's
Hmm.
perhaps pictures of you and your children, but like when they were 5 years old and now they're 20, right? So update and make things, create more space and update your home. That's the first thing I always say. So don't live in the past in your house, live more in the present time.
Mm.
So also anything that is dried or dead flowers, just remove that. Yeah. So just become aware of it, first of all. Yeah. And also look at it like you're single and you have a lot of images of single women. Well, you're kind of telling the universe, I'm okay with being single. So
Oh,
start with
I see.
intention, right? And
Hmm.
then the first thing is I would do the decluttering. I would go into your cabinets and closets and drawers and say, like, okay, how can I organize this? And let go of at least 10 to 20% of your things. So it's like create a Zen place, right? So less is more, I always say to people, right? And then I would first then start with the entrance. Yeah.
Mm.
So entrance is what we call the mouth of cheese. Like all the energy comes in there.
Okay.
So when you walk in, make sure everything is organized. Yeah. So think about your house as a palace, even if it's a studio. I think about you, the king and queen of the space. And so make sure the shoes are not like on the ground, put them in a shoebox, make sure that when you come in, there's a beautiful plant, there's a candle, there's pictures of your family, like come home, like feeling of, yeah, that's very important. And then the second step I would go is the bedroom. Yeah,
Okay.
because at night you need to really energize yourself, declutter your bedroom, and look what is hanging there, right? Because sometimes we have mirrors reflecting the bed or a television reflecting us that actually will de-energize ourselves, and we will feel we don't have enough sleep or we don't have deep enough sleep. So cover the mirrors or put something in front of it so you don't see them at night. Even if it's dark, it still reflects your aura field. Yeah. So people will feel better in the morning when they have the mirrors covered. What hangs above your headboard when you wake up? What do you see? Like, make sure it's something positive or a quote that is positive or images that are positive for you. And that's, we go into that into the book Feng Shui Your Life. And then in your workspace, very important is to always sit in a position that you see the door. So we call that the power position. So when, like I'm working right now with you, now you can say, well, you're not physically here, but I always imagine you are on the other side of me. And I can still see the door. So don't sit with your back to the door because you'll diminish the energy of value, of recognition, of appreciation for you. So make sure you don't face a wall, you don't face a window. Because when people say, well, I love the view. And I said, yes, but money doesn't come through windows. Yeah. So if you're facing a wall, you're hitting a wall creatively. You're hitting a financial wall. So always make sure your desk has space around it. You can see the door and it's also space on the other side of your desk. So somebody symbolically can sit there.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. What if someone is in a small apartment and has the bedroom and the office are in the same space? Is that not recommended according to Feng Shui, or how can you fix that?
Well, you have to start where you are, right? So
Yeah.
I remember my first place for myself was a super small studio, right? So
Where was
I had
it?
my
In
bed, my
LA?
kitchen, living room,
Do you remember what city?
Yes, I was in Ghent in Belgium. I was
Oh, in Belgium. Yeah, I'm
in
sure.
Belgium, right? So it was
Okay.
my first small studio. So I wanted to practice, of course, good feng shui. So the thing is that when you are sleeping and working in the same place, you're actually working is a day energy.
Yeah.
So it's yang, it's active, and sleeping is yin, is
Yeah.
a night energy. So you're kind of clashing between both.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest always to say to people, make sure that you can put like a screen in your bed and where you're working. Yeah.
Okay.
So that at night, put a screen towards your desk so you don't see the work, because otherwise your mind, it will keep working at night. Yeah. And if you can put your screen in front of the bed while you're working, then you don't see your bed while your focus will be on sleeping. So divide the area. Yeah.
Okay.
Could be with a curtain, could be with a paravan or a screen. So that's a solution that many people have used and really felt an increase in their energy field.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I did want to share that I have implemented some of your ideas, especially decluttering and removing the coats and putting away the shoes at the entrance. But then you said some other things that I didn't think about, like putting a plant, making it more welcoming.
Yeah. So just think about, a palace, right? So think about even the president of the United States, right? So when they come in, you don't see all the shoes of everybody that comes into the White House, right? So it's like, it's a
Good
sign
point.
of, it's a little bit chaotic, right? When we do that there. And it's also a sign of empty shoes is a sign of poverty, by the way. So,
Oh, so you don't
yes.
want to have it visible.
Don't have it visible. Yeah.
Okay.
And no, somebody was telling me like, well, in China, people put their shoes on the entrance and said, yes, but with the wealthy families in China, they won't do that.
Oh, that's what you were saying about, yeah, the people in power keeping it secret. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Well, tell me about your TV show you have coming up.
Yeah, so we have a major network. I can't tell you yet the channel, but
Oh, but it's okay
yeah,
to say that. Okay.
yeah. So it's a Feng Shui Your Life TV show that is airing in February, with one of the major networks in the US. And so what we're talking about is that I actually practice the book and the app. I go in people's homes and I see they tell me what their problem is. For example, a woman wants to have dates for Valentine. She hadn't had a date in years.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
So she's a single mom, 4 children. So in her bedroom, literally, she had all the wrong images up. And so we redesigned, with small things like the positioning, adding some pillows. Just you don't have to spend a lot of money on feng shui. That's one of the things I always want to say. Most of us, we have a lot of things already in the house that we can use. And so
Hmm.
she redesigned it. And so she had 4 men asking her out for a Valentine date a few weeks later. But on top of it, because of the redirection of everything, she had a promotion, she got an extra bonus, she had a raise. So it's like when you start working on something, you're aligning your energy. It's not just on a relationship luck that will increase, and other things will start working better too. So, she felt such amazing shift. So this is like we come in, we show what is going on. So we show the changes, and then they give us feedback a month later in the show, like how they have felt, how what changes has happened. And so yeah, it's like practical me coming in, right? And it was so beautiful because this lady with that wanted romance, she had put me on her vision board 7 years ago.
Oh,
She had put on her vision board, I want to have a consulting with Marie Diamond. And she thought, like, I will never be able to pay for this, right? That's kind
yeah.
of what her thoughts were.
Yeah.
Then I sent an email out to my database. Look, we're looking for some people. And we actually are filming a second season very soon in Los Angeles again. And so, but then there also will be some celebrity houses that we're doing on top of
That's
it.
good.
But she was like, she got the email, she sent right away an email back, and she's like, I really would love for her to come. Can you imagine? She had put this on her vision board for 7 years, and she got me completely for free.
That's amazing. So are you only taking people in LA for these?
No, well, for the show right now, we're actually only doing people in Southern California because it's the
Southern
easy for
California. Yeah.
us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That's
the film
easier.
crew has to go.
Yeah, it's
But of
expensive.
course, I do consulting worldwide, and I also have people trained that can take on consulting if people want that. But
Oh,
yeah, we have also a lot of online courses that you can start yourself.
oh, wonderful. You have a vision board course as well, right?
I do have a vision board course because one of the things we talk about is that your vision board is also connect with your personal energy. So it's not just a paper that we put, just images up. The first part is where is the location? Put it always in your success direction.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it manifest much faster. The second
Mm-hmm.
thing is we have specific colors, specific symbols based on your birthday that we put on
Oh,
it. So it's actually a feng shui vision board. Yeah.
oh,
And
yeah.
so
People
it
do need that. It's not
they
just a
do need
regular
that.
vision
It
board.
is
Yeah.
it is very personalized. We bring you through a goal setting, but then the images, the symbols that are have to be on it, it's all based on what we call the feng shui for the new year. So it's actually based on we are coming into the wooden dragon year. So the
Woo!
board for the wooden dragon year is different than the vision board for the water rabbit year that we just have.
Oh, that makes sense. And
Yeah.
then what about numerology? Like this year is an 8 year. Does that come into consideration with anything?
Yeah, it is as a typical numerology, but we're actually starting a new cycle, and that's in the feng shui much more important.
I
So
see.
we actually start the 4th of February, a cycle of the next 20 years. and it's a cycle of fire. And so having a wooden dragon year starting, it actually means it will be a very intense but very growing energy for the next 20 years. And we're coming back from the period 8. So period 8 is all about people want to gather knowledge. They want to have information. People will publish. So think about how many people are publishing podcasts, books, ebooks, right? People want information. They're so hungry for it. So since 2004, think about when Google launched in 2005, people want to search for information. But now we're getting into the period 9. It's all about following your purpose, following your passion. But also it's all about becoming enlightened. So not just, you have now all the information, what do you do for it for your soul?
I really resonate with that. What is Zen success to you?
Well, Zen success for me is, for me, successful. I mean, I am successful for sure in my field, but the greatest success for me, and that would be my Zen success, is to make other people happy. Because, I have reached millions of people, and I love that I have the ability to give a lot of free information that is, available for so many people, if it's on my podcast, if it's on the app, if it's on the book. So it is available for so many people so they can start. So, being able to share this information in this world, it is possible now, to give so much on YouTube or on my Instagram. So many people can get small little steps, and start creating their Zen success.
Thank you for sharing that. It's been such a pleasure connecting with you and hearing about your new book, Feng Shui Your Life and program. There it is. And I'll put your website and how to buy your books, program, and app in the show notes. So thank you for being on my show today, Marie. What a blessing.
You're so welcome. And, you made it happen.
Thank you.
That's it for today's episode of Zen Success. Head on over to iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you listen to shows. Subscribe to the show and share with friends. Be sure to head on over to ZenSuccessShow.com to help you on your Zen success journey. And join us on the next episode. May you find your own Zen success in life.